What do you mean by inadequate parenting?
Sometimes parents are not available, not present, not focused, not being there and being mentally absent. Our parents or the last generation parents have not done adequate parenting, in the sense they've missed out on very important vital aspects of parenting. But nowadays children expect, because in the past in the past generations there were many children in every household. Even if the dad were not available in that situation, somebody else would have replaced the dad role. The elder brother would have taken up that role, or one random uncle would have taken that role. Now if the dad is not there, dad is not there, the role is missing. And since nobody is stepping into those shoes, the child has that lack. And because of that, understanding authority, understanding certain kinds of body language, understanding certain tones, responding to certain tones, which we actually take for granted, it's not happening for that child. So going back and fixing that in their memory folders, this is a big job for us.
So you see patients now who didn't have
Adequate parenting in the past.
So we're talking about the last 10, 15 years, 20.
Clients who may be 50 years old, 60 years old, 35 years old, but they talk about issues in their childhood, early childhood, adolescence, pre-teens.
Wow. So that's deep. That's how
That's
trauma.
how deep it goes. That's how trauma can affect somebody's daily life.
So the reason I'm saying that all this is I have 2 little kids. I always think that, whether I'm a good parent. This question just keeps coming up. Not only in me or everybody listening to this podcast, they'll say that, am I doing enough? How do we know?
If the question comes to your mind, then obviously you're doing enough. Only a person who's intentional about being a parent would even ask that question in the first place. Somebody who takes this for granted wouldn't even consider this question. Of course, I'm a good parent. That's not happening. That self-doubt comes means you're actually measuring yourself on the parent scale. That's a good sign to look for. At the same time, it's not about being the best possible parent. It's being good enough. Good enough attention, good enough care, good enough words, good enough correction, good enough repair work. If that is there, that's actually good enough. But sometimes we just go overboard and try to be the best possible parent. Overflowing with love, overflowing with gifts. That's not what children want. They want time, they want attention, they want presence, they want eye contact, they want tuning in. That attunement is what they want. Because for the rest of their life, they're going to carry our voices. The voice of the mom and the dad is the voice that they'll carry for themselves as their internal conversation. When they have difficulties, they'll probably think, my mother would have said this. If my dad had been there, this is what he would have said. Sometimes clients ask us, if you had been my dad, what would you have advised me? What would my father advise me through you? These are things they ask. So they're trying to get that missing link throughout their life. They search for that. If the parenting had been adequate, these children would have actually internalized that parent. And they don't need to see them outside. They would have kept a version of it inside them. Since they don't have it, most clients, they come for therapy seeking that missing link in their lives.